Most seniors think they're eating healthy at breakfast. They're not. They're eating breakfast traps that sabotage blood sugar control for the entire day. Your breakfast is the first domino. Get it wrong and you'll fight crashes and cravings until bedtime. Get it right and you stabilize glucose for hours while protecting your kidneys, nerves, heart, and eyes. I'm revealing the 9 best breakfast options that actually work for diabetics, strategic swaps that control blood sugar from the moment you wake up. Let's start with the most misunderstood breakfast grain, one that's been ruined by food companies but works incredibly well when you prepare it right. The trap with oatmeal starts in the grocery store aisle. Those flavored instant packets, maple brown sugar, apple cinnamon, peaches, and cream, contain 12 to 15 grams of added sugar per packet. The oats have been pre-processed, stripped of fiber, and ground so fine that they digest almost as fast as white bread. The result? A glycemic index above 70 and blood sugar that shoots to 180 or higher within 30 minutes. Steel-cut oats are completely different. They have a glycemic index between 42 and 55, contain 4 grams of fiber and 5 grams of protein per half cup dry, and include beta-glucan, a soluble fiber that slows glucose absorption by 30 to 40%. Beta-glucan forms a gel in your digestive tract that delays carbohydrate breakdown and improves insulin sensitivity by 15 to 20% over 8 to 12 weeks in clinical studies. This isn't just about preventing a spike, it's about training your body to handle glucose more efficiently over time. Steel-cut oats also provide magnesium, which plays a critical role in insulin function. Low magnesium levels are linked to insulin resistance, and getting adequate magnesium from foods like oats can improve how your cells respond to insulin. You're also getting B vitamins that support nerve health, crucial for preventing diabetic neuropathy. But here's what most seniors get wrong. There's one healthy topping that turns this low glycemic index meal into a sugar bomb, and I'll show you exactly what it is in just a moment. Here's how to prepare them correctly. Measure half a cup of dry steel-cut oats and rinse them briefly under cold water. Bring 1.5 cups of water to a boil, then add your oats and reduce heat to low. Stir occasionally to prevent sticking. You're looking for a creamy consistency after 20 to 25 minutes. Add 1 teaspoon of cinnamon during the last 5 minutes of cooking. Cinnamon enhances insulin sensitivity by 10 to 15% on its own and adds natural sweetness without sugar. Now let's make it taste good without spiking your blood sugar. Top your cooked oatmeal with 2 tablespoons of chopped walnuts. These provide omega-3 fatty acids that reduce inflammation and protect your heart from diabetic complications. Add a 1/4 cup of fresh berries like blueberries or raspberries for antioxidants with only 5 grams of net carbs. Sprinkle 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed on top. Flaxseed contains lignans that reduce inflammation throughout your body and additional fiber that further slows sugar absorption. If you need more sweetness, use stevia or monk fruit. Both have zero impact on blood glucose. Steel-cut oats work, but they require 20 to 25 minutes of cooking. If you need something faster that still protects your blood sugar, there's a protein-packed option that takes 0 cooking time. Plain Greek yogurt. The yogurt aisle is full of traps disguised as health food. Fruit on the bottom yogurt, flavored Greek yogurt, yogurt parfait. They all pack 20 to 30 grams of sugar per cup. That's the equivalent of 5 to 7 teaspoons of sugar. You might as well be eating a candy bar. Despite the probiotic label and the protein claims, these products spike blood sugar to 160 or 200 within an hour. Plain Greek yogurt is a completely different story. 1 cup delivers 15 to 20 grams of protein, with only 6 to 9 grams of natural lactose sugars. The glycemic index sits between 11 and 15, which keeps your glucose stable instead of sending it through the roof. The high protein content triggers GLP-1 hormone release, the same weight loss hormone you've heard about in diabetes medications. But here's what's interesting. Breakfast number 4 is actually the most efficient way to maximize this GLP-1 effect naturally, and I'll show you exactly how in a few minutes. This hormone slows gastric emptying by 25 to 30%, which means food moves through your digestive system more slowly. The result? Your post-meal glucose spike drops by 30 to 50 points compared to sweetened versions. Greek yogurt also provides calcium, which does more than just build strong bones. Calcium plays a role in insulin secretion from your pancreas. Studies show that adequate calcium intake improves how effectively your body releases insulin when you eat. You're also getting B12 for energy production and nerve function, both critical for seniors managing diabetes. The probiotics improve gut bacteria linked to better glucose control, while the calcium supports both bone health and insulin secretion. Start with 1 cup of plain Greek yogurt. Make sure the label says plain with no added sugars or flavors. Choose full fat or 2% for satiety. Full-fat versions contain conjugated linoleic acid that improves insulin sensitivity by 8 to 12% in studies. The fat keeps you full longer and prevents the mid-morning hunger that leads to poor food choices. Here's how to make it taste good without adding sugar. Add a 1/4 cup of fresh berries, blueberries, strawberries, or raspberries, all work great. Sprinkle 1 tablespoon of chia seeds on top for an extra 5 grams of fiber that gels in your stomach and slows digestion even more. Add a few drops of pure vanilla extract for sweetness without carbs. Dust with half a teaspoon of cinnamon for that warm, slightly sweet flavor. Top with 5 to 7 chopped almonds for satisfying crunch and additional healthy fats. Greek yogurt triggers GLP-1, but there's one breakfast food that maximizes this hormone response even more efficiently while giving you complete control over exactly what goes into your meal. Most doctors used to tell you to avoid this next food at all costs, but new research shows it's actually the ultimate blood sugar stabilizer, provided you don't pair it with one specific thing that turns it into a glucose disaster. I'll reveal that forbidden pairing in just a moment. 2 large eggs provide 12 grams of complete protein, 10 grams of healthy fats, 0 carbohydrates, and a glycemic index of 0. That makes them the ultimate blood sugar stabilizer. When you eat eggs, you're giving your body pure protein and fat without any glucose load whatsoever. Here's why that matters. Protein stimulates insulin release while simultaneously slowing carbohydrate absorption from other foods eaten in the same meal. When you pair eggs with toast or fruit, you reduce the glucose spike from those carbs by 40 to 60%. The eggs act as a buffer that prevents the rapid blood sugar rise you'd get from eating the carbs alone. Eggs deliver choline, which protects nerve cells from diabetic damage. You're getting lutein and zeaxanthin for eye health, critical for preventing diabetic retinopathy. The selenium in eggs supports thyroid function, which helps regulate metabolism, and the vitamin D aids calcium absorption for bone strength. Let's address the cholesterol concern. Recent studies show that dietary cholesterol from eggs has minimal impact on blood cholesterol for most people. In fact, eating 2 to 3 eggs daily improved HDL, that's the good cholesterol, by 10 to 15% without raising LDL in diabetic adults. For 70% of people, eggs don't raise cholesterol at all. You can prepare eggs any way you like: scrambled, fried, poached, or boiled. For scrambled, beat 2 eggs with a tablespoon of water, pour into a pan with a bit of olive oil or butter over medium heat, and gently stir until just set. Season with black pepper for a bit of heat, turmeric for anti-inflammatory benefits, smoked paprika for a savory depth, or fresh herbs like parsley, chives, or basil. Add 2 tablespoons of salsa for flavor without carbs, or slice a 1/4 of an avocado on the side for creamy, heart-healthy monounsaturated fats. Eggs give you protein and 0 carbs, but if chewing or cooking feels like too much work some mornings, you can get the same blood sugar protection in liquid form without turning it into a sugar bomb. Protein smoothies. Most smoothie recipes are sugar bombs disguised as health drinks. They load 2 to 3 cups of fruit, that's 40 to 60 grams of sugar, with juice or sweetened yogurt as the base. The result? Blood sugar spikes to 200 or higher despite the healthy perception. You're essentially drinking a milkshake and calling it breakfast. Protein-first smoothies work completely differently. With half a cup of berries, maximum unsweetened liquid, and 20 to 25 grams of protein, You create a glycemic index between 15 and 25 that keeps your glucose under 140. The protein powder or Greek yogurt base slows fructose absorption by 50 to 60%. The fiber from berries and seeds prevents the rapid spike you'd see in fruit-only versions. This isn't just about adding protein, it's about fundamentally changing how your body processes the sugars in the smoothie. When you add spinach or kale, you're getting magnesium that supports insulin function. Chia and flax seeds provide omega-3 fatty acids that reduce inflammation and improve insulin sensitivity. The berries deliver anthocyanins, powerful antioxidants that protect your blood vessels from diabetic damage. Here's the formula. Start with 1 scoop of protein powder providing 20 to 25 grams of protein. Whey isolate, pea protein, or collagen peptides all work well. Or use 1 cup of plain Greek yogurt for a creamier texture. Add half a cup of frozen berries. Raspberries have the lowest net carbs at 7 grams per cup, but blueberries and strawberries work too. Pour in 1 cup of unsweetened almond milk, which has only 1 gram of carbs versus 12 grams in regular milk. Add 1 tablespoon of chia or flax seeds for an extra 5 grams of fiber that will gel in your stomach and keep you full. Throw in a handful of fresh spinach. You won't taste it, but you'll get magnesium with 0 carbs. Add a handful of ice for thickness and blend on high until smooth. Choose whey isolate if you tolerate dairy. It digests quickly and provides all essential amino acids. Pea protein works for vegans and those with dairy sensitivities. Collagen peptides support joint health and skin elasticity. Avoid brands with added sugars. Read the label carefully and look for less than 2 grams of carbs per scoop. Make it taste good with these additions. Frozen berries create a thicker, creamier texture than fresh. Add a few drops of pure vanilla extract for natural sweetness. Use 1 tablespoon of unsweetened cocoa powder for a chocolate flavor with antioxidants. Sprinkle in half a teaspoon of cinnamon for warmth and blood sugar support. Or blend in 1 tablespoon of natural peanut butter for richness and healthy fats. Just make sure it's the kind with only peanuts and salt on the ingredient list. Smoothies concentrate protein into 12 to 16 ounces, but some seniors need more volume to feel satisfied. There's a way to triple your meal size without adding a single carb. A 2-egg omelet with 1 to 1.5 cups of non-starchy vegetables delivers 15 to 18 grams of protein, 3 to 5 grams of fiber, and less than 10 grams of net carbs. The glycemic index stays under 20, which means stable blood sugar for the next 4 to 5 hours. Vegetables add volume and fiber without adding carbohydrates. They trigger stretch receptors in your stomach that signal fullness, while the protein maintains stable blood sugar. You're eating a larger meal that feels more satisfying without the glucose spike. Spinach provides magnesium and iron. Mushrooms deliver B vitamins that support energy production. Bell peppers are packed with vitamin C, an antioxidant that protects against diabetic complications. Tomatoes provide lycopene for heart health. Onions contain quercetin, which has anti-inflammatory properties. The best vegetables include spinach, mushrooms, bell peppers, onions, tomatoes, and zucchini, all low in carbs and high in fiber. Here's how to make it. Heat 1 teaspoon of olive oil in a non-stick pan over medium heat. Add your chopped vegetables, about 1 to 1.5 cups total, and sauté for 3 to 5 minutes until softened. While they cook, beat 2 eggs in a bowl with a tablespoon of water. Pour the eggs over the vegetables, tilting the pan to spread evenly. Let it cook undisturbed for 2 minutes until the edges start to set. If you want cheese, sprinkle 2 tablespoons of shredded cheddar or feta on 1/2. Use a spatula to fold the omelet in half and cook for another minute. Slide onto your plate. Season with black pepper for heat, smoked paprika for smokiness, turmeric for anti-inflammatory benefits, or fresh herbs like parsley, basil, or chives. Top with 2 tablespoons of salsa for flavor without carbs, or add 1/4 of an avocado for creamy, heart-healthy fats. By the way, if keeping track of all these options feels overwhelming, I've put together a simple breakfast swap cheat sheet that shows you exactly what to avoid and what to eat instead, all on one page. You'll find the download link in the description below. Traditional pancakes are a blood sugar disaster. They use white or wheat flour with a glycemic index between 70 and 85, topped with syrup that adds another 15 to 20 grams of sugar per tablespoon. A typical serving delivers 60 to 80 grams of carbs and spikes blood sugar to 220 or higher within 45 minutes. Almond flour pancakes change everything. They have a glycemic index between 15 and 25, providing only 5 to 9 grams of net carbs per 2 pancake serving with 7 to 9 grams of protein and 11 to 15 grams of healthy fats. The high monounsaturated fat content in almond flour slows digestion by 50 to 60%. The fiber, 1.4 grams per serving, and protein prevent the rapid glucose spike you get from grain-based versions. This isn't just about cutting carbs, it's about fundamentally changing how your body processes the meal. Almond flour provides vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that protects your cells from oxidative damage caused by high blood sugar. You're getting magnesium for insulin function and potassium for blood pressure control. The healthy fats support heart health, which is critical since diabetics face higher cardiovascular risks. Now you're probably wondering how to get that syrup sweetness without the sugar spike. I'm going to show you a forgotten fruit technique in breakfast number 8 that gives you that same satisfaction without using a single drop of maple syrup or honey. Here's the basic recipe. In a bowl, combine 1 cup of blanched almond flour. Make sure it's blanched, not almond meal, for a lighter texture. Crack in 2 eggs and whisk them together with the flour. Add 2 tablespoons of unsweetened almond milk, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and a pinch of salt. Stir until you have a smooth batter. Let it sit for 2 minutes to thicken slightly. If you want the complete step-by-step process for making blood sugar-friendly pancakes, preventing spikes, crashes, and mid-morning hunger, I've got a detailed video breaking down the entire recipe. Click the video in the top right or check the link in the description. Heat a nonstick pan over medium-low heat and add a small amount of butter or coconut oil. Pour about a 1/4 cup of batter for each pancake. Cook for 2 to 3 minutes on the first side until bubbles form and the edges look set. Flip carefully and cook for another 2 minutes. Almond flour burns faster than wheat flour, so keep the heat lower than you normally would. Add half a teaspoon of cinnamon to the batter for blood sugar benefits and natural sweetness. Top your finished pancakes with 2 tablespoons of plain Greek yogurt, a 1/4 cup of fresh berries, and a tablespoon of chopped pecans or walnuts for crunch and healthy fats. Almond flour pancakes digest slowly, but there's one protein source that works even more gradually, releasing amino acids for 3 to 4 hours straight while you go about your morning. Cottage cheese disappeared from most breakfast tables in the 1990s, but it's making a comeback for good reason. 1 cup delivers 24 to 28 grams of protein with only 6 to 9 grams of carbs from natural lactose. The glycemic index sits between 10 and 15, keeping your blood sugar stable for 4 to 5 hours. The protein in A1C cottage cheese is casein, which digests slowly over 3 to 4 hours. This provides steady amino acid release that prevents muscle breakdown and maintains satiety without glucose spikes. You're not just eating protein, you're eating protein that works throughout your entire morning. Cottage cheese provides calcium for bone health and insulin secretion. You're getting phosphorus, which works with calcium to maintain bone density, important as diabetes increases fracture risk. The B12 supports nerve function and helps prevent diabetic neuropathy, and the selenium acts as an antioxidant protecting your cells from damage. If you're managing blood pressure alongside diabetes, choose low-sodium versions with 50 to 150 milligrams of sodium instead of regular versions with 350 to 450 milligrams per half cup. Start with half to 1 cup of cottage cheese in a bowl. Choose full fat or 2% for more satiety and better nutrient absorption. For a sweet version, add a 1/4 cup of fresh berries. Blueberries, strawberries, or blackberries all work great. Sprinkle 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed or chia seeds for fiber and omega-3s. Dust with a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. Top with a tablespoon of chopped walnuts or sliced almonds for crunch and healthy fats. For a savory version, mix in diced cucumber for hydration and crunch. Have cherry tomatoes for lycopene and vitamins, fresh herbs like dill, parsley, or chives, and drizzle with a teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil. Add a pinch of black pepper and you have a Mediterranean-style bowl. Cottage cheese works great with berries, but those berries reveal something most seniors get completely wrong about fruit, a mistake that turns healthy food into a blood sugar spike. 1 cup of orange juice contains 24 grams of sugar with zero fiber. It spikes your blood sugar to 180 or 200 within 20 minutes. You're essentially drinking liquid sugar, the equivalent of soda with a vitamin C label. 1 medium orange has 12 grams of sugar with 3 grams of fiber. The glycemic index sits between 40 and 45, raising your blood sugar gradually to 130 or 140 over 45 to 60 minutes. That's the difference fiber makes. Insoluble fiber slows sugar absorption by 40 to 50%. Soluble fiber feeds beneficial gut bacteria that improve insulin sensitivity by 10 to 15% over 8 to 12 weeks. When you drink juice, you remove the only thing protecting you from the sugar. Whole fruit provides vitamin C for immune function and collagen production. You're getting potassium for blood pressure control. Berries deliver anthocyanins that protect blood vessels. Apples and pears contain quercetin, an anti-inflammatory compound. These nutrients work together to support your overall health while keeping blood sugar stable. The best fruits for diabetics are berries, cherries, grapefruit, apples, pears, and peaches, all with glycemic indexes under 55. Berries have the lowest impact, with strawberries at a glycemics index of 25, blueberries at 53, and raspberries even lower. Cherries come in at 20, making them an excellent choice. Apples range from 32 to 39, and pears sit at 30. Keep portions under 20 grams of carbs per meal. That's typically 1 medium piece of fruit, or 3/4 to 1 cup of berries. Always pair fruit with protein or fat to slow absorption even more. Try an apple with 1 tablespoon of almond butter, berries mixed into cottage cheese, or a pear with a handful of walnuts. Always eat whole fruit at the end of a protein-based meal rather than alone on an empty stomach. This prevents the rapid spike you'd get from eating fruit by itself. Whole fruit beats juice every time, but if you're used to toast with jam or honey in the morning, there's a way to keep the toast and still protect your blood sugar. You just need to flip what goes on top. Savory toast. Toast doesn't need sugar to taste good. In fact, savory toppings deliver more protein, more healthy fats, and more satisfaction than the sweet spreads that spike your blood sugar and leave you hungry an hour later. The problem starts with the bread itself. White bread has a glycemic index of 75. Wheat bread labeled made with whole grains is often just refined flour with minimal whole grains mixed in. These breads digest almost as fast as pure sugar. Sprouted grain bread changes that. It has 15 grams of carbs, 5 grams of protein, and 3 grams of fiber per slice with a glycemic index between 30 and 35. The sprouting process increases B vitamins and makes minerals like magnesium and zinc more bioavailable for absorption. 100% whole grain bread provides 12 to 15 grams of carbs with 3 grams of fiber and a glycemic index between 45 and 50. Keto bread goes even lower, 3 to 5 grams of net carbs and 5 grams of protein per slice with a glycemic index under 20, typically made from almond flour or coconut flour. Sprouted grain bread works because sprouting activates enzymes that break down starches into resistant starch. This reduces available carbs by 15 to 20% and lowers the glycemic index by 20 to 25 points compared to unsprouted whole grain bread. Your body can't digest resistant starch as easily, so it moves through your system more slowly. Research shows sprouted grain bread produces the lowest glucose response compared to 11-grain, 12-grain, sourdough, and white breads when matched for the same amount of available carbohydrates. Here's the formula for blood sugar-friendly toast. Start with a protein or healthy fat base that will slow the absorption of carbs from the bread. Add vegetables for volume, fiber, and nutrients. Keep total carbs under 25 grams per serving. Top combinations that work: mash a quarter of a ripe avocado with a pinch of salt and spread it on toasted sprouted grain bread. Top with 2 ounces of smoked salmon for omega-3s and protein. Sprinkle with everything bagel seasoning and a squeeze of fresh lemon juice, or spread 2 tablespoons of hummus made from chickpeas. It provides protein and fiber. Then layer on sliced cucumber and halved cherry tomatoes. Add fresh herbs like basil or parsley. Another option: spread half a cup of cottage cheese on your toast, top with thinly sliced radishes for crunch, and finish with fresh dill and a drizzle of olive oil. These 9 breakfasts stabilize your blood sugar from the moment you wake up. But if you're still waking up with readings in the 140s or 160s, it's because your liver is dumping glucose into your bloodstream between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. There are 3 specific foods that stop this when eaten before bed. They drop fasting readings by 20 to 40 points within days by telling your liver to stop the overnight glucose dump. I break down exactly which foods, how much, and when to eat them in the next video. You fixed your mornings, now fix your nights and watch your A1C drop even faster. Click the video on screen now, and grab the breakfast swap cheat sheet in the description so you have everything from this video in one simple chart.